What's going on, everybody? This is Husky, and welcome to Lose the Tempo, where we talk about all the trending topics in dance music and showcase upcoming platforms, music, and artists. And today, I got a special guest from La Puente. Give it up for my man Eric, aka Synthetic.
What's up, everybody? Eric here. Pleasure to be here. Husky, thank you for inviting me. Shout out to Low End, Lose the Tempo, everybody that's pretty much supporting the channel, supporting everybody else, and pretty much bringing us all out here and being able to share pretty much to the community what we're all doing here.
Oh man, and I thank you for coming here to the Lose the Tempo HQ to get to know a little bit more about who you are, Synthetic, and and that's another thing too. I think when I met you, I was actually at a retrospective event, and then I got to know you and then everybody else, so we got to know each other.
That's
and
right, yeah.
But like you're already a DJ and all that, so I just wanted to kind of talk to you a little bit more about like how'd you got into DJing? Like was that at a really young age? Was that like something 2 years ago?
Okay.
How did Synthetic start?
So, actually, Synthetic started more like down the line. So I'm gonna go like first, like I picked up DJing. Actually, let's get into the story. It was funny because it was I got a virus on my laptop. It was like 5th grade, right?
All right.
5th grade going into 6th grade. I got a virus on my laptop, and because I needed it for school, so like classwork and stuff. And then I got a virus on the laptop. I went to this guy that fixes computers. He wiped the virus from the computer and everything. And we were talking. He was kind of like, he's like, do you know how to DJ? I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like, he says that he sells the program. He sold me virtual DJ.
Hey. Wait, so like back then, I don't know how long this was, but
I was in 6th grade, so I'd say I was about 10 years old. So this was about like 2009, 2010.
Oh damn, dude, that was about the same time I got into a virtual DJ. Like I got into
right,
yeah, damn, so that was the same time. All right.
So it was the virtual DJ, and honestly, I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. Like straight up, no idea what I was doing. So I was like, back in the honestly, sometimes I still do it, but it's like for personally, it's just like sometimes back then it was like you ripped a couple songs, and I was like, you know what, let me try it. Using like the touchpad on the laptop, trying to like mix the songs with the crossfader and everything. So I was kind of like, what's going on? Trying to understand what was happening.
I got you.
And then from there, eventually, I got into middle school, the year after. And then I started actually downloading, buying music, and I was like, this is pretty cool. So then I started saving up some money, and then I bought myself like this little Numark mixer, like the all-in-one controllers.
I got I got one from Amazon, like a little 2-channel, like a little small platter.
Yeah.
It worked
little
with
mini one time.
It worked with like virtual DJ limited edition program. So
Dude,
man, I went through that stage too.
So
well.
that's how I picked it up, and it was funny because I in middle school I was in Think Together and all that stuff, and I literally me being me, I was just like, fuck it, let's just party and stuff like that. So whenever they have dances, be like, let me play, and I bust the controller, and it was like 13, 14, no, not even 13, 12-year-olds, and we're all just getting down to whatever. I didn't even know what I was playing. I didn't know any better, but the idea of I'm playing, I really liked it. So that's kind of I developed that passion for it. High school rolls around, then I'm just I know what I want. I started saving money. I bought more gear. I bought speakers. Then I started doing private events, kind of small. I started with just small birthday parties, and then I started moving to the quinceañeras once I got more equipment.
Still in high school.
Yeah, still high school. So this was I'd say sophomore year, 2015. 2014, 2015. That's when I really started all right, I want to do this to make some money, for fun.
Damn, you started DJing way younger than me. I started at 14. You started at 10. Around there, right?
I started at 10. See, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't take it seriously until it was about 15, 16.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I got you.
Yeah. So then that's when. Oh, see, I'm gonna go into some old history. That's when I graduated. I was 18. Yeah, 18, 2017. That's when I was under that old alias called Dr. Grime. That was the original.
Yeah. That's how I first met you as Dr. Grime. Actually.
So that was my initial. I worked with this company called White Elephant. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you guys.
Dude, tell me why.
Whoever's
we're
listening.
talking about White Elephant. Honestly, fuck White Elephant.
Hey. Big fuck you guys.
I'm not gonna put the dude's name. Everyone knows.
Everybody knows. Everybody knows.
If you worked with this guy, honestly, this guy is blacklisted.
Scummy.
From everybody.
Scummy.
If you're gonna come across this video, bro, you know who you are, dude.
You don't need to lie, but you're you know. Everybody knows.
All right, man. I didn't mean to cut you up that.
But no, don't even. Honestly, bro, I feel it.
Fuck
White Elephant. it was a bad experience, but also like it's what kind of like said, you know what, I can see myself doing this and I want to do it. So like what's crazy is I try to pick up production in high school with FL Studio. I did not understand it. But then like
Same.
Yeah, I did not. I'm gonna be honest, I just did not understand it. But then I actually worked at Guitar Center for about like a year and a half, and Ableton dealer training, and I was able to pick up that Ableton Live, the standard through the Ableton dealer. So I didn't have to pay for it because I just took the course and I was licensed to do it. So that's how I started. And then when I opened Ableton, I was like, oh, like it made sense to me. So that's where I started. And then like as Dr. Grime is when I like began to like produce. It wasn't great, but like over time, once I stopped working with White Elephant, I was like, you know what? I need to sit back. I need to like focus on what I want to do. And that's when I like took production more seriously. In that like end of White Elephant, when I stopped working with White Elephant, it was like my freshman year of college, like when I first went into college, right?
All right.
So then there's like this club on campus, this DJ club. They're called DVC, the DJs and Vinyl Files Club at UC Riverside.
You know what? I've had like.
You probably have.
You probably know someone named Ashley.
Riley. Yeah. She's the homegirl. Riley, if you're watching this, the homegirl.
Yeah,
she's the homegirl. She's the homegirl. Down to earth, super down to earth.
Go follow her, Rad Riley.
Yeah, Rad Riley. Rad Riley.
I be knowing.
We know.
This right, we ain't paying attention.
Right. So we got done with her, and then like we had that whole like DJ club on campus, and we started like throwing like college parties, and it was like EDM college parties in a house, but it was still pretty sick because it was just like straight up EDM, and that's where I was kind of like, oh, this is sick, like I'm loving it. And then pretty much that's when I started saying, you know what, like I started beginning to find my sound in production. And then that's when I realized Dr. Grime, I loved it and I enjoyed it, and it was like my roots. But from there was kind of like, I feel like it's time to take it to the next level. Like I know like more experienced production, like you get it, like sometimes when you first started you develop your sound and everything, and then I realized, like the dubstep I'm trying to make sounds metallic. It sounds, I honestly, the best way I could describe what I'm trying to do is synthetic. That's where I was like, it just clicked, because it's like, it's not organic, it doesn't sound natural, but at the same time, it's like, recently I've been trying to incorporate more like natural elements with different genres of music. So it's kind of like, I'm trying to like, it's still difficult because I'm still learning, but like, I'm trying to find that nice balance of like organic and inorganic sounds. So it's kind of like to make this like interesting combination. But it was through pretty much just working with all these people, different genres of music, where I was kind of like, I was exposed to like house, dubstep, trap. So it was different backgrounds, working with a lot of different people, just kind of like said, you know what, like that's all cool. But when I found my passion with dubstep, I was like, you know what, this right here, like it just clicks. But just over time, fuck, what year are we in now? Let's say 2020. I don't even know anymore. It'd be like that. So see that over time, there's much respect to like the DVC. There's called Soul Food right now too. Much respect to them. But
so they're Soul Food now.
They're Soul Food, yeah. So DVC is like the on campus club, and then Soul Food is their out of campus division.
I got you.
So much respect to them, love those guys. But I'm gonna be honest with you, like personally, what I was trying to do with all my equipment, I started realizing that I could like rent out equipment. It could help me pay for all my stuff, and like it kind of like helped me, give me opportunities to work, for example, work with you guys with Low End, with Retrospect. So it's not that I wanted to leave them, but like the way my music and like what like the business was going, it kind of led me in that direction, and I just stepped away from them. But love those guys. But it was actually through a Soul Food warehouse party that Retrospect was like, they found me. They already heard about me from White Elephants, but then we had that warehouse event, and then me and my boy Perp, Isaac, you're watching this too. He was also on the Lose the Tempo channel a few weeks back, from what I can remember. Me and him went back to back at that warehouse party, and then we had Chance and Eric. So the main two guys from Retrospect, the ones that are running the show essentially, they came down because they saw that they were both already like considering booking me and Perp on a like separate occasions, right?
Right.
So it was kind of like might as well, like, they're back-to-backing, they're close to us, like, let's just drive down and check it out. So we talked, we threw the little warehouse event. We had so much fun. They came out and checked us out. They liked how we played. So that from there, that's what opened up the relationship with Retrospect.
Okay,
so,
got you.
Yeah, so then I would say, like, 2-3 months, let's say that warehouse party was in the summer. Sometime in, like, October of that year is when we had, like, well, they booked me for the first Retrospect show. Super small. It was, like, in the inside of the bar, like, you know, maybe like 10, 15 people at Rockefellers.
Right,
yeah.
Sure.
So it was like 10, 15 people. To me, it was like, I didn't mind. Actually, here's the crazy thing. Now it doesn't matter because I'm 21. But when I first played that show, I wasn't even 21. I was like 19 at the time.
Did you have to be 20? Oh yeah,
I had to be
21 and over.
Yeah.
They got you in.
So I actually had to play like the 8 p.m. set, like the very first set, so I wouldn't get caught up.
Oh damn.
Yeah. So I mean, to me it was cool though, because I was like, the fact that they considered me to still like come out, I was like, you know what, like fuck it, I'll do it. Over time, they're just like, you know what, like we'll let you in. Like I kind of like begin to meet the people at the bar and like the owner.
Right.
So that was kind of like, this is my face. Know me? I'm gonna be coming here often now.
Superstar fucking synthetic. You better know this food. That's why he's here.
Not even that. But it's like, just so I wouldn't get in trouble, right?
Gotcha.
But eventually, kind of like, we all realized that they just didn't care. I was like, dude, like, so like we kept it going, and then from there, that's when with all my equipment, we kind of like came together and we developed more like the bigger shows. We started getting a little bit more into like production. Then that's when I was like, you know what? I need this type of stuff. I need that type of stuff. I started buying like trussing. I started buying moving heads, and it kind of just all started coming together. And it's getting to more like to today where you met me through Retrospect on one of those occasions as well.
Yeah.
And then from there, I worked with you guys for that one show, the first one where you guys rented out, and then I played that opening set in the side stage at the S Bar. I enjoyed myself too. Like I said, since I've been recently just producing, I haven't been focusing too much on the DJing aspect, because at the end of the day,
too. Yeah. Like I've been more producing than I have been DJ. I mean, I'm DJing a little bit more now. Especially since I did that driving rave last Halloween.
Dude.
So I was just practicing. Like I was just practicing.
Really
DJing.
quick, shout out to Husky. Honestly, he killed that driving rave set with Virtual Riot and all those other guys. I wasn't able to go, but just from the snaps and like all the videos that I saw, dude, I just regret not going. Shout out to my boy though.
Dude, honestly, that was a great opportunity. I want to thank White Rabbit Group. White Rabbit Group, all right? That's what we should be praising, not fucking White Elephant.
The White Rabbit.
White Rabbit Group. Shout out to them. Shout out Eddie. Shout out Brandon. Shout out to the whole team and the staff that was handling all the operations there at the Oak Canyon Park. Virtual Riot killed it. Eliminate killed it. I mean, it was a great experience, man. I would recommend any artist, DJ that has the opportunity to play a driving rave to do it. I mean, that was my biggest crowd. Biggest crowd, man. And I mean, I've had a crowd. I mean, you guys already have your crowd at Retrospect too. Like I've enjoyed playing at Retrospect as well with when Eric and Chance invited me out to play. Right. And do you always do the sound and light for them over there, Rockefeller?
Yeah.
Is that a partnership or is that like a freelancing thing more for yourself?
So to be honest with you, it's a little bit of both. At first, I started freelancing it, kind of like I'm gonna be honest with you, it was more of like this is what I got, this is what I can bring to the table, like keep it coming, and it worked out. But then eventually, they really saw like everything I could provide, and then we kind of like came to an agreement, like we're gonna adjust it like this, we're gonna adjust it like that. Like these days we're gonna do this, these we're gonna do that. But essentially, at the end of the day, what we agreed on was I'm the one in charge of all like the sound, the lighting. So if you go to a Retrospect show, even a low end show, I've been doing some nice stuff for low end recently too. But if you go to a Retrospect show, 100% of what you see there is. I don't want to like give myself that that props, but honestly, like I worked for it, and pretty much I'm happy that I can provide all that stuff for Retrospect, because honestly, I don't even know. It's hard to explain. I don't know what I enjoy more, playing or like setting up the show to play, because it's kind of like this. There's so much fun in the dynamics of knowing. For example, it's like you go to a show, you walk in, you got the doom doom. You got the bass is bumping. You walk in, you see all the lights just like synchronized and all that stuff. To me, whenever I go to like a live event, like I'm like a little kid going to Disneyland. I'm just like, dude, like look at those lights, look at the lasers, look at this. Yeah. I wonder what subwoofers they're running, what speakers, how many are in the line array. So like all that type of stuff, it fascinates me, and I feel like that's like something that I want to pursue as I develop like whatever DJ career I have.
Yeah, dude.
Because
for sure.
I feel like, even if, for example, like if you think about it this way, like when you DJ, you not bashing like older respected DJs, but there's a certain but there's a certain age where you just can't be hopping on a stage anymore. You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying.
Because it's like you don't want to be like 40, past your prime, and still like jumping to a crowd of 20-year-olds, right?
Well, let's see who does that still. Tiesto still does
that. I don't want to say the name, but
no, but I get what you're saying.
You see what I mean? So to me, it was kind of like, okay, yeah, like for example, whether it works out or not, I'll play this amount of time. But then once I'm done with that, I know that I can still enjoy the industry. I can still enjoy music because now I have that business of equipment rentals, of providing sound, of providing lighting and all that stuff. So that's my goal too. Aside from playing, is develop that like rental, that inventory, so I can honestly that the goal is eventually to have enough equipment to just say, all right, let's get some licenses, let's get some permits. Where are we throwing our festivals?
Exactly.
That's the goal right there. Yeah. Honestly, that's the goal. And I know I can do it with the help of everybody else, and honestly, I've had so much support from you guys, so much support with Retrospect, that honestly, I see it very soon. So I know that all of us, we're gonna be leveling up, everybody. So keep your eyes open. I know we're gonna be leveling up soon, and you're gonna be seeing some very, very interesting things coming in the future for sure.
And I highly respect DJs, and I say DJs too, because like usually DJs, they're just worried about just showing up, playing their set, and then just leaving, like. And I feel like the mentality of just being a DJ and not worrying about like the extra stuff of like, okay, like I'm DJing, but like how more can I add value to the industry, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like for myself, like when COVID hit, live shows weren't happening. Like I ended up learning OBS, like live streaming. Like so now, if any club, if any show, if any festival wants me to like get like a 3-camera angle of the DJ in the crowd, like live streaming from scene to scene to scene, I could do shit like that.
Yeah.
I'm not just DJing. Like, I could provide some sort of value and a skill to a show or a festival like that.
It's that adapting to the change. That's
and then like yourself too. Like you're not only just a DJ. You VJ. You do your own sound engineering for Retrospect and wherever else you get privately contacted for.
Exactly.
And you're producing as well. Like that's the other thing too. Production is just the learning curve on production is way much more complex than the learning curve on DJing, because
that's very true.
You could teach 10-20 people how to DJ in a month, but you can't teach 10 to 20 people how to produce in a month.
Yeah,
like it's gonna be
that's true.
Some people might like get it on the first, second, third month, and then some people it takes years.
It takes years.
Like I've been producing seriously. I'm gonna say seriously, because again, I'm gonna go back to that story when you were when you just opened up a studio and like it just looked difficult, right?
Yeah.
Like you just didn't know where everything was at, plugins, samples.
Yeah, I was like, what does all this do? Like
how to label, how to assign the tracks to the mixer, like all that kinds of little like stuff that I just didn't know. I was like, I would get discouraged. Like I'm gonna just turn it off. I'm gonna go on Serato and just like mix.
You're right. Yeah,
so,
I feel it. Yeah.
And then from there, I mean, in college, that's when I was like, you know what? Like I don't want to just be that DJ that's playing other people's songs. I'm not bashing. It's just like you're really just gonna pick up residencies, and like you're only just gonna stay local, just playing. Unless you're a sick DJ, like you're a sick, entertaining DJ, then you're gonna play. Depends on your goal. If your goal is to play like several out of state gigs, potentially like have your own tour, out of country type shit, like
you gotta have your own music.
Gotta have your own music. Honestly, it's gonna take you on a global scale. I mean, I've seen it happen to other people where they started making music, and like I could just see the opportunities show up more as a producer than it does for just a DJ. You can be the sickest DJ and you'll get gigs, but when it comes to like
developing further
into the industry, and again, it's more on that individual's goal, like where they see themselves. Do they want to be a resident club DJ? Do they want to play the major electronic dance music festivals? Do they want to be the best? Like that's just like little things that DJs themselves just gotta see where they want to go. And then put like a plan of action on how to get there.
Yeah.
I mean, like for myself, like it's crazy for me to say this, a little bit psycho, but every day, every morning, the first app I open, psycho shit, is SoundCloud Pulse.
Oh, okay.
Like, dude, I am such a fucking. I'm a nerd for analytics and data. Like, like I'm always trying to understand my demographic of like how many people listen to my music, where, and
lets you get better connections.
And that's the thing. And that's the thing too. Like, it's just me trying to like understand more of like what it is that I'm bringing in my circle, the kind of audience and the kind of with the music that I'm making, what the kind of audience and the people where are they living, like listen to my music. So
yeah, of course.
Just like little stuff like that, like knowledge, like you can start booking your own tours where people are actually fucking with you.
That's
that way,
true,
that way when you book shows,
you know that the tickets are gonna sell.
Miami's fucking. We gotta hit up a venue in Miami because SoundCloud Pros tell me that in Miami
it's popping.
Yeah, exactly.
It's popping. Yeah.
So I'm just dropping gems right here. If you want to do a tour, go on SoundCloud Pro.
This is the guy right here. He knows.
Hey, if you want to know the jams, go on my Patreon, Husky Bass. What's good?
Husky Bass at Patreon.com, right there.
Go on my Patreon for industry tips. You want to know how to make a tour? I mean, I haven't made my own tour, but I got an idea. So I mean,
you'll make it happen. Trust.
If you want to pick my brain, Patreon.com/Husky. Dude, I was supposed to have a tour happening last year, and then COVID happened.
Wow. Honestly, I feel like COVID just came to mess everything up.
Dude, for everyone, bro. Like, everyone had a lot of stuff going. Some homies of mine were gonna play EDC, and who knows if they're gonna get rebooked back? Like, there might be other like rising superstars like that might just like fill in for that. It's some shit. You never know.
That's just the industry, and that's the bad thing. But it's just like,
I just want to let everybody know that don't think that you're irreplaceable. Like you're irreplaceable.
Easily
anyone's like replaceable, recyclable. The thing is just to, just stay consistent. It's just really consistency. Believe in your craft and, just always listen to your audience and like just engage with them and then just talk to them, see what they want to hear more from you.
Yeah, of course.
And especially if you're a producer that makes like a trap, house, dubstep, and I'm in that kind of wagon too, where I'm kind of everywhere. Like it's hard for me to like know for my next release what genre it should be, and that's why like it's good. I like looking at my data because
it gives you that.
I'm like, okay, people. I see people like this kind of song, but I notice when I make a trap track, like people really like a trap track. So it's like little stuff like that. You don't think of it as a DJ,
yeah.
But as a producer, like when you're looking into like the numbers, you're like, oh shit, okay, like. Okay, I got people listen to me from here. Like, okay, I need to make maybe more music of this. So I can keep on popping in this area.
Okay.
So I mean,
it's all about targeting. It's that
SoundCloud
targeting.
Pro.
Yeah. SoundCloud Pro. Yeah.
I'm not.
It helps.
I'm not.
It helps.
It's not a paid sponsor from SoundCloud Pro, but definitely, just like if you get a chance, you got the spare budget for it. Just the data is really important. That's all I gotta say.
The numbers never lie. That's what it is. The numbers never lie.
Yeah, exactly, man. And that's the thing too. Numbers, I feel like sometimes it kind of dictates certain things like in industry, like bookings, for example, like promoters and talent buyers that are like looking for like booking DJs and all that. Like a lot of times they're looking at numbers, and I feel like a lot of times the numbers can fool.
That's true.
People,
you could buy followers, you could buy likes, you could buy things like that.
Like nothing. So it kind of gets hard to separate what's organic and separate what's actually paid, like botted. Systematic shit. So I always try to be careful with that, especially when I was like running low end. I always try to look for people that had like organic stuff. Like they didn't have to be popping, but as long as like
they kept it real.
Yeah, they kept it real. Like I would usually like fucked with that too. And one thing too, I want to touch back to that you were talking about how like being able to like do the VJ and sound engineering and maybe throw your own festival. Like I've always felt like as I started throwing more low end shows and not play those shows, I started like getting more of a more passion of like just throwing an event and like coordinating it than DJing it. Like I love that the fact that like I was just able to like hit up DJs and like be able to help them be like, hey, do you want to play a set?
Yeah.
And shit, and they be down.
It's always fun too.
And you learn like set times. You learn set times, and you learn like
that management.
You gotta like make sure the DJs are getting there on time. So they know and. Again, like you have your own little process, or I'm sure Eric and Chance have their process. Retrospect,
they have their process,
they get in there, they see, okay, this is how we're gonna set up. Same thing at low end, I mean, you set up for a couple of times too, and I mean, damn, dude, I mean, freaking COVID, bro. We're about to do a lot of stuff.
It kind of just put us all to a stop. But no.
So what have you been doing during COVID? Like a lot more music?
So mostly. Okay, so actually, yeah, I'm all over the place right now. So it's not much, but at the same time, it's little. It's so little that has a lot of impact in what I'm doing right now. So like mostly right now, the only thing I'm worrying about is school and music. But the reason why it's just those two things is school's taking up. For example, if I have 90 hours in 1 week, school is taking up at least 80 of those. Because that's how intense like all the studying is. And sometimes I feel like no matter I'm in my 4th year, I'm almost done, but it's like in all these 4 years I'm just kind of like, damn, like no matter how much I tried to like put in that work and stuff, it takes time. So it's just kind of like, as much as I want to like, put in those same amount of hours into music, it's kind of like I want to make sure that I have all my bases covered.
Right.
So I
No,
feel like
got you.
in this quarantine, it's been a lot of music and school. So it's like when I'm not like on my online classes, open up Ableton. And I'm kind of guilty of it because sometimes I'm just kind of like, oh, I'm not feeling school right now. And it's like I have the lecture open, but then it's just kind of like, all right, close, open up Ableton. And then I have like the little, like the Zoom icon with like my teacher talking right there, like on the top right. But most of the time I'm just kind of like just producing, like not even paying attention. But it's like, it's kind of hard. The one thing I'm going to say is it's been rough because it's, you're stuck at home. Since all my classes are at home, I hardly leave my house. So I'm just kind of like, oh, it's like mentally draining. So it's kind of rough, but the cool thing is like when I do start producing, it kind of just like, it lets me like shed it all away.
No, I got you.
It lets me forget, and it's just, sometimes it's like, maybe I'm not even producing a track or anything, but the fact that it's like I go in sound design or like I organize samples or I see what I like and what I don't like and start deleting, it kind of just like lets me like cool down. It lets me focus, and it kind of just like brings me more motivation to keep going,
Okay, I got you. That's not bad.
Yeah.
All right, so it's been more music. Do you feel like there's been more distractions or like less distractions since COVID?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like there's more distractions.
More distractions?
The fact that for example, like in my case, the fact that I'm at home, so available to like, even though I have class and everything, the fact that it's just like always there. I have my phone there. I have the internet there.
I get what you're saying.
It's very easy to, although it's like we have these priorities straight, it's very easy to lose track, and you kind of like sidestep, and you're just kind of like, you get caught up in these little things that you don't realize, and you're just like, damn, where did the day go? Where did this go? Where did that go? And you're just like, But yeah, it's pretty. I feel like it's just a matter of time, honestly. But yeah.
I got you. Damn, that's good to hear, man. And you're what program are you using to make music? Is it Ableton?
Ableton, yeah. So I'm actually Ableton Standard. I like I said, since I got a Guitar Center, I have not dropped a dime on that. So it's like,
you're trying to get free Ableton, freaking get hired at Guitar Center.
You get hired at Guitar Center and do the Ableton dealer training.
Ableton course,
Ableton dealer training.
Yeah.
But I've been looking for a while to like upgrade to Suite, but I'm fine with Standard right now. So I'm just riding with it until I'm just like, you know what, like, all right, I know what I'm doing, and Suite isn't working for me. I mean, Standard isn't working for me. Then I'll upgrade to Suite. But honestly, I've just been going with the flow, just making music. See how like, I've had actually recently. I've also had like a lot of like, it's kind of crazy because recently I've had a lot of people enter my life and exit in my life. This has been going on actually consistently for I'd say about the past, pretty much since quarantine started. It's been nothing but that. Like I've seen friendships from like years ago, from like elementary school, where like stuff happened that we fell off, and it's like not on bad terms, but then all of a sudden after 15 years or so, I'm exaggerating, but it's like, after like 5-6 years of not talking, we get reconnected again. It's like we never left. And then there's people that that are like, you get down with so much, you've spent so much time with them, or them from like this place, that place, and then all of a sudden like it doesn't work out anymore. You don't know them. Like they go their own way. So it's kind of like life. That's just life. It just kind of like takes you in different directions. And at the end of the day, I've kind of said, you know what? At the end of the day, I'm gonna do what I need to do, what I know is right, like for me at least. Where because at the end, I'm gonna be honest with you. At the end of the day, like all of us, we still have to take care of ourselves. We have to take care of like our future. Like I know eventually maybe like I want to like have a house, or like things like that, right? So it's I have to make sure that I can work to be able to do things like that. And then that's just like with anybody else. I'm pretty sure we all have our goals. We all have our dreams. So it's kind of like at the end of the day, it's one thing. The way I see it is I gotta make sure that I do what I need to do. The same thing for you. I'm pretty sure for you, anybody else too. At the end of the day, it's more of that. And yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun. Just going with the flow. Life's crazy though. You got ups, you got downs, but
you really do.
It's
and especially when you got dreams and you got goals. You really you try to stay focused. When all those distractions come, and speaking of dreams and goals, like is it when you think about your dreams and your goals, like I wouldn't say final like net, but just like. You reach your goal, but then there's always something after that.
There's always something after.
As much as like you want to do all this stuff, like who kind of like, who would you say be like your biggest idol when it comes to like your own personal dreams and goals? Like you look up to be like, I want to be like that person, or or that person makes me want to, do this type of stuff, or like do this. Like, it could be a DJ, it could be maybe not even a DJ, it could be like anyone that you just seem as like an idol that that pushes you to like get you more further to your dreams and goals.
Okay, so that person, it's kind of crazy. So I in school I'm studying science biology, but I just love science in general. I'm a big fan of science.
Gotcha.
I just space, astronomy, like all this a lot of stuff, physics, chemistry. But in all of that, like, there's this one specific person that I really look up to. His name's Nikola Tesla. People have probably heard of him, maybe not. This very famous physicist from back in the day. I say about like the 1940s. I say like more around the height of World War II. No, wait, no. I'm don't listen to me. I'm wrong. I'm wrong on the dates. Either way, Nikola Tesla. Let's just get to the point. Nikola Tesla. If you don't know his story, he's essentially I'd say is probably one of the greatest inventors in history. Like, no cap, hands down.
What do you invent?
So, here's the crazy thing. He was very onto this thing of what's called free energy. So it's basically, when it comes to electricity, we have AC and DC currents. Essentially, it's kind of like, I don't remember exactly if AC is the one in the houses and DC is like in your car or switch. I honestly, I forgot right now.
If you guys know, put it in the comments.
Just drop it in the comments. It's been a while since I've thought about it like this, but this guy essentially, I'm pretty sure you've heard of the Tesla coil. Pretty much it's kind of like this like long tube. It's like this tube that goes up with like a ball on top, and it's got like wires wrapped around it. Essentially, it's like an antenna. Okay. So this guy was literally on the verge of creating a way to share energy through air. So like, think about Bluetooth on your phone, right? You can connect your Bluetooth to your phone, to your laptop, or to your car. I have my flashlight on. For example, when you get in your car connects through Bluetooth to your phone. You can play music, right?
Right.
Think of it the exact same way, but with energy. So all this electricity in your house and stuff like that, think about it like that, but getting sent like Wi-Fi to your house. This guy was on the... I'm probably sure he found it. The only reason here is the government and all this other good stuff doesn't wanna give up their money that easy. So to me, it was kind of crazy how he didn't care. He still saw that vision. He wanted to make a difference to the world, because to him, he thought you're supposed to share knowledge. Gotcha. That was his thing. You're supposed to share knowledge. You're supposed to give to people. Right. Yeah. So I don't know, like, to me that was kind of like, damn, like, he really dedicated his life to trying to give to others, and like pretty much making our lives better. Like, the fact that it's kind of crazy, but the fact that we had Thomas Edison stealing this Nikola Tesla's patents and all that stuff and saying, oh, that's my stuff, like, that's some shady shit. But the fact that you have people stealing your scientific ideas and destroying them so nobody hears about them is kind of like, that you're on the verge of discovering something that's like world changing. Like, it's world changing, revolutionary stuff. Think about it. In like, if you go back in like history, you hear like the Industrial Revolution, like when we started getting like machines and like all this more stuff that like made our lives better. It's like a jumping stage. Like, you go up in level, and then all of a sudden, for example, like back in like I don't remember exactly when, like the 1990s or so, we got the internet show up, and all of a sudden the whole world's connected to each other. Right. I can like hit you up. I could be in China right now. I can shoot you a text and you'll get it instantly, right? So that was that new step in that technological advancement. So it's kind of like knowing that Tesla dedicated himself to finding that next level, even though he wasn't able to share it, but the fact that he was finding that next level beyond what was already known, like not caring about what anybody else said, like to me that's like, you know what, I want to strive to be like that. Like, I just want to get it, I just want to do it, and like, just make a difference. Even if I don't, as long as I make an impact on one person, that they're just like, damn, like respect, or like, like you motivate me, or just anything, as long as I can make an impact on one person like that, I'm just like, I feel like I'm doing it. Like, to me, that at the end of the day, that's also like what I want to. I feel
you, man. So Mr. Tesla,
Tesla, Nikola Tesla, look him up. I like I said, it's been a while. Like, it's very, I'm gonna say, like I said, it very superficial. But if you want something interesting to read into, Nikola Tesla. He's got some stuff, and he's a very intelligent person right there.
For sure. You know what? Around that time, I wondered how the sound systems sounded. Like live concerts. Like, what kind of speakers were they using? Like was it just all Like was there just no speakers?
So
or like, well, cause like there wasn't no electronic music like back in the day like that. Yeah. Like, you know, they just had like instruments, like acoustic instruments. So like it's just kind of like, did they have access to like sound systems?
I think
I don't know.
I think from working Guitar Center, Electro Voice, the brand Electro Voice was the first ones to kind of like make speakers, quote unquote, because they. I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know, but I think they got the idea from making the megaphone. You know, the megaphone they used to talk? I think speakers developed from that concept.
Ah, okay. That
so
makes
I'm
sense.
not sure,
that
though. I'm not too sure, but that's why also Electro Voice is called Electro Voice, because they made that megaphone to make his electronic voice. That's why it's called Electro Voice. So he was the guy that they made that thing, like the megaphone for. He was like this football coach or something like that, right?
All right.
And then he was just like, yo, I need something to be able to talk to my athletes. So they made that megaphone to give him that electronic voice. So that's how Electro Voice came to be, supposedly. So I'm assuming from that, like, megaphone is how they develop speakers later on. But I'm not sure. That's a good question, though.
Speakers 101 was synthetic, 101. Dude.
I don't know. I'm not a professional, but like.
Hey, don't quote this dude.
Don't quote me. Trust.
Well, I mean, now with all that sound system that you have and like your DJing and stuff, like, do you have any plans in the future for like any new sound sound gear that you're gonna grab?
Ooh, I got
any releases? What's coming for the future for synthetic?
So actually I have I don't even know where to start. Okay. As far as equipment goes, although it's pretty expensive, I do have that idea that, you know, making a sound system that is capable of pushing, I would say is, what's a good club that we all know?
Dude,
what's a popular club in LA that has EDM?
There's Academy. Yeah, Academy,
so,
Belasco, Avalon.
Actually, Belasco. That's the one I could think of the most. So I know of this specific brand called Bass Boss. There's their top tier line. There's specific subwoofer that goes down to, it's like 21 hertz. So it's like, no matter what you do with it, like, you're gonna feel every single note. So it's like when you're in the studio and you play just the sub note and you don't hear it, you don't feel it down to a certain level. Mm-hmm. This subwoofer is that type of stuff where it's like you're chilling and then you're gonna feel everything, and it's like it makes the hair on your skin like you feel it. You feel it on your hair. So it's like,
all right.
Just one of those subwoofers, we're looking at like 6 racks each. So it's like the goal. It's gonna take some time, but eventually have a couple stacks of them.
Baseball,
just fat, double 18s, just fat, massive boxes. I'd say it's like, I'm gonna be honest with you, one of those boxes is about like this high. I'd say like the table is like.
It's like what, 3 feet?
So we're looking at, it's like about 3 feet high and about like 4.5 feet. No. No, these fuckers are big. Never mind. I'm off on the dimensions, but like,
I get what you're saying.
These
they're
like
fucking,
the fact that these are like, that's what I do. I want to be able to get a sound system like that where it's just like I could stack some subs, bring in that like festival quality sound, but it's like you don't have to spend $200-$300 on a ticket. Like, you can come down to where your local low end show, your local retrospect show, and like vibe, and it's like all of a sudden like you get an experience that's almost as good as like EDC or something like that, but in a smaller package. Like, that's my goal. And
the best speaker brand experience I ever had was EDC fucking PK sound.
Oh, PK. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one too. See, okay, I'm debating because the subs that they use, the PK subs, they're like competitors with the Bass Boss.
Oh, okay.
So, and I've actually hit up both companies, kind of like inquiring about the prices. They're the exact same price, so it's hard because I hear PK.
You've heard PK, you know,
but
and you've heard Bass Boss.
And I've heard Bass Boss.
Yeah.
So here's the thing: I haven't heard Bass Boss in a festival setting, but I haven't heard PK in a small setting.
Oh. Okay.
See what I mean? So that's the hard part. I don't know what to do because it's kind of like, yeah, the Bass Boss sounds good in a small setting, but I need to still be able to see it stress test in like an open something big.
Open, yeah. Acoustics and like the.
It changes. It changes so much.
Yeah.
And then same thing with PK. I remember Hard Summer 2017. Yeah, 2017 here in Fontana. The first time they had it back in Fontana. They had the PK sound system, and it sounded off, and the reason why I say it sounded off was because the highs were too low, and then they just cranked the subs way too much.
So all you heard,
yeah, just and the highs were just barely.
The highs were just like muffled as
exactly.
fuck.
So it's kind of like maybe that was on the engineer that was like mixing like the sound in charge of the front of the house.
At that point you gotta just like don't really know like if it was speakers or if it's like the front of house who's like doesn't know what to do.
It's hard. It's hard to gauge, but then it's like I hear the quality and it's like it still sounds really good. So now it's like, how will that PK quality in the festival translate, for example, like in a small like club for 500, 600 people? So it's kind of like, it's hard because it's a lot of money. It's an investment. So it's kind of like, I don't want to make a bad purchase and like fuck it all up, There's that. That's as far as sound system goes. I feel like right now that's the main thing I want to focus on, the sound system, because you can have the fancy lighting, you can have video walls and all that stuff, but if you don't have a good sound system that makes your body move just because of how good it sounds, it's not worth anything, you know what I mean? And then after the sound system, the goal is to get a video wall a little bit more so we can get like actual like legit visuals that like look good
instead of it being like on a projector.
Exactly. Like projectors, I don't bash them because they work and they're cheap. They work. They get it done. They get it done. But obviously once you start playing in the game like that with the rentals and like providing value to not even like entertainment companies but also like corporate companies, they have like meetings and all that stuff, you have a nice video wall to put up their PowerPoints and stuff like that. That's good money.
Rent you out.
Exactly. So that's the way I'm approaching it. As far that's like the second thing, the video wall. And
you be on your stuff, dude. I mean, even like mixing gear, you got Nexus.
You got the CDJs. That one took me so long. Honestly, I feel like
setup. Star Wars themed, right?
Well, it's like more honestly, I just like that white look, just the clean.
Right,
I'm just very my car's white. I'm just on my monitors are white. Like I'm just very on that. So you got the synthetic glasses. These are white right here, but. See, I'm just like that. So the fact I was like, you know what, the CDJs, and also the reason why I decided to wrap the CDJs was because anybody has CDJs, but nobody's gonna have like one that stands out like that. You know what I mean?
Dude, every time I see your CDJs, I'm like, oh yeah,
this is like that right there. Exactly. So that's the thing. It's sometimes it's not even more of that, but the fact that. That's also like a value I want to provide. So it's kind of like, like you hit me up, say, I want to run out your CDJs, having so-and-so headliner come through or whatever. And it's kind of like, cool, look at this nice set of CDJs I got, And it's kind of like, bam. And in the pictures, they look nice, So it's like, I thought about it more of like the aesthetic because it kind of like, your average, you look at a club, you look at all those like Rooks and like all those like big name photographers, you see the CDJs and they're all just black, just flat black. You see the Lost Lands ones though, they look so sick. They got the wraps, customized everything. It makes them stand out. It makes them look sick. And you're just like, damn, those CDJs look tight. Right, but they're the same CDJs. Same thing, everything. The only thing is it looks cool on the outside and it's kind of like, I'm not saying it makes a difference, but aesthetically it kind of just like, it calls your attention. It kind of like, it's just like, wow, like, what is that? It kind of like, it captivates you. So that's what I wanted to do because it's kind of like, essentially it's stand out a little bit more. Just stand out. And I feel like that's why I decided to wrap the CDJs. And honestly, also because it protects it. Like the vinyl covering on it. Oh, yeah. And I remember because before I got like the Nexus 2 system, I just had like the original, it's a 750 mixer. Like the DJM 750. Mm-hmm. And I had that one for a while. No wrap, no nothing, right? But over time, just it got beat up. Like you start using it. No matter how much you try to take care of it, you touch it, oils in your hands, dirt, all that stuff. It just ruins the paint. It gets scratched up. So I was like, you know what? I spent this much on like the brand new CDJs. I'm not going to let them go to waste like that. Like I want to take care of them. I want to make sure they last me a long time. Because like we were saying, it's an investment. And no matter where you go as far as like a gig goes, you're gonna need CDJs to play. So I want to make sure they're reliable and they always stay like tip top condition. But yeah, man, your CDJs be popping up everywhere. Dude, I go to a party, oh shit, white CDJs. White CDJs somewhere. Where he's gotta be here.
Yeah, I gotta see what's up to him.
See, that's also low key. Like that's also the thing. It's just like I want to kind of like make my presence known without even having to be there. Right, like low key, I just want to keep it. That's what I'm saying. Like, psychologically, I just want to be in the back of people's minds.
no, dude, yeah. I mean, so you're just subliminally like just having people like just show up. You're showing up and people says like, oh, dude, this is fucking. You don't even have to be there. They just look at the setup like, oh, dude, fucking synthetic.
Right, exactly. So yeah, that's. I feel like although it might seem different, but I feel like that approach that I'm taking is working for me right now. So I'm just going with it. I'm trying to like see how I can improve it. And honestly, I feel like that's what's part of it. It's just figuring out what works.
Gotcha. Yeah. And then what about any music coming out pretty soon?
Okay, so I've been working on music for a while. I'd say, well, I took music seriously. I've been doing music for about a year and a half now. Like seriously. It's been over this past year. It's just been a lot of like, I like this project, I don't like it. It's like I finish it, I'm just like, never mind. Just like don't post it, don't do anything. Now I'm feeling a lot more confident in what I'm doing, and I'm not saying it's like perfect or good by any means, but I'm like, okay, like I feel like if I put this out now, I feel more comfortable. I feel good about myself. I have. Let's pull out the SoundCloud privates really quick. Let's see. I know I have for sure 2 main ones. I have one of them that is gonna be. I don't have a set release date yet, but I'm planning on releasing that sometime in December.
Okay.
And then just to kind of like get one before the year ends, because my goal actually is to have at least a 3 or 4 track EP for next year ready to go.
Oh, for
so
sure.
I already have 2 tracks from that EP. Like I'd say one is about like 75% there. Another one's like another 60% there.
All right.
But it's the way I've been kind of doing is so I don't get tired of one project. It's like I do a little bit on this one. When I know I'm just like I'm kind of stuck here, I stop. And then I go on to like the other one, and then I work on that one. Or like this is like on different days, but I kind of do that so I don't ruin the direction and one track is going while the other one's going. But I'd say the goal is within the next 2 months. I expect about at least 4 tracks, 2-3 months, and 4 tracks in 2-3 months. That's the goal, or at least even if I don't release them. But within that time frame, still have the songs ready. So when I'm like, all right, cool, time to drop it, it'll drop. And then this is a different project that's like even more like undercover. This is gonna be a graduation EP. So once I graduate from college, I'm gonna do like that graduation EP where it's gonna be like, all right, we're going balls deep now. Like we're going. Like I'm done with school. I'm gonna have that free time. Like I'll have that like career after. But now it's like I don't have to worry about school. Now it's just a matter of like, all right, cool. I'm making money. I have time to work on music, and now I'm just gonna go all out. So that's the goal. And
we could be expecting a synthetic track by December.
By December, yeah.
All right.
No later than Christmas. I can guarantee that one. No, you'll have by Christmas. You'll
Guaranteed.
get that. Guaranteed. Hey, guaranteed. You see this camera right here? You hear that? Guaranteed. By Christmas time, you'll have a track. That's for sure.
Hey, if you don't finish it by Christmas, there's always like ghost producers on Fiverr.
Hey, listen, nah, I'm not about that. I'm not about that.
Yeah, dude, I mean, there's actually ghost producers on Fiverr that are charging like 50 to 100, 150. Like I saw a video where someone gives money to Fiverr ghost producers and like they make like a trap track and
I feel like I haven't watched it, but I kind of like saw it on the recommendations. That seems pretty interesting
crazy,
though.
Bro. Like, damn, people out here not making their own music. God damn it, shit.
See, but at the end of the day, it's just like when they make you show me what you did.
True, yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like,
I know if I ask...
ghost producers on vacation and shit. So
I don't know,
I
right?
shit.
There's a lot of industry plants, you know, that.
True.
So it's kind of like, for example, if I were to ask you, like, yo, like, how do you do this or how do you do that? You know how to do it because you put in that work and you developed it, you know? Like, to me, also, I find that satisfaction in knowing that even though it's like, it could be a sound that everybody else has made, but knowing that I took the time to, like, figure it out.
Right,
It's a lot better than saying, oh, well, somebody did it for me. I don't know how he did it, but I just used it.
I just put the outfit on.
Personally, to me, that's not the move. That's just me.
It's not. It really isn't, yeah. And people can, I think for me, also, I could just see it from people, like, and artists, like, I could just tell that they're not, like, totally doing everything, like, on themselves. But when it comes to music production, like, you could tell, like, okay, yeah, this doesn't sound like this person. Or
it stands out. It's interesting,
yeah. It's interesting. I don't know, it's crazy. But damn, fucking synthetic. Is there anything else you want to say to Lose the Tempo? Anyone that's watching this before we
get started with the rest? Honestly,
any news coming up? Anything you want to tell us?
I'm just gonna keep it like this. Just be curious. Honestly, like. Being curious is what makes you find what you're interested in, find your passion, because sometimes when you kind of like sit back and you think, well, what interests me? Like, you know, like why does this happen? Why does that happen? When you start questioning things, when you start trying to like figure things out on a like, as crazy as it sounds, on a deeper meaning, but that's so simple that you wouldn't expect it.
Right.
Like sometimes it's face value. Like, you know, it's like you got to take that time to sit back and kind of just contemplate on what you've done, where you're going, and kind of just say, you know, like, I want to be better. I want to, you know, I want to be a better person. And then also, like I said, just be curious. Never stop learning, because honestly, you never really do stop learning. But it's also like, you can also learn so much more if you put in that time to say, you know what, I want to learn about this today. I want to learn about that today. So it's kind of like, I feel like if you keep that mentality of always like constantly, I want to keep learning and like not trying to stay stuck in one comfort zone. I'd say the same. Break that comfort zone.
That's a good word to say.
Yeah. So just breaking that comfort zone. Although it might seem hard, I struggle with it a lot too, because you know, like you do something, it's kind of like, damn, like what if. So it's kind of like, you know, I feel that if we break through that comfort zone and like just take that risk, like life hands it back to you in ways you wouldn't expect. So I feel like that's the main takeaway that I could say, honestly. Yeah.
I got you, man. Well, damn, man. I mean, it was great to have you, Synthetic.
No, honestly, thank you guys for having me.
To get to know more about like you, as how you started DJing, then how you kind of got yourself with Retrospect, and then, you know, letting us know about fucking Mr. Tesla and all that. Like, damn, I mean, you know, a lot of stuff about your science, dude. You're paying attention in school.
It's hard. I'm trying, and I'm gonna be honest with you. So, like, I feel like even though I'm in school and like I'm trying to pay as much attention, I feel like I don't know shit. Like, I genuinely feel like I don't know shit. Like, I'm just like, fuck, like. It's like, cool, yeah, I know this much, and then it's like that, like the test comes up, and it's like this other question. I'm just like, dude, what the fuck is this? Like, what? I'm I'm just like, dude, like, I don't know, but that's what I'm saying. It's just, I feel like the fact that if you just keep trying to figure things out, like, even if you don't figure it out, you still learn something from it. So I'm just going with it and just trying to learn as much as I can.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, man, even by myself, from experience and you know, being with you a couple times, I've even learned a lot from you. Just DJing, you know, the way you set up your equipment, like how neat and like how
I try.
You know, I mean, it's just like stuff like that like, you know, people should be paying attention, and things that they should develop, like, you know, habits to like always look after their stuff, always trying to stay focused, always like, you know, not knowing that you know everything, and always trying to stay open and learning stuff.
Yeah, of course.
And I mean, that's just gonna keep you ahead of a lot of people that are just always thinking that they know all that shit, and like, you know, the ego fucking clouds them.
It happens. But
hey, you know what? Like, you know, at the end of the day, people find out, you know, what happens, and you know,
if you're true to yourself, people respect it. Yeah.
I feel it, man. And again, dude, one thing as well, I've always wondered how people's signatures are. So today, before we actually end this episode, I actually want you to put your signature on this black wall, dude. You're gonna be the first signature that goes on this black wall.
So no way! That's an honor. Oh, honestly, I don't even have like a synthetic signature though.
It's all good, bro. I mean, shit.
Well, we're about to see the first synthetic autograph. Shit.
I got you, dude.
Oh, you got the silver one. Damn. All right. Well.
All right, man. So let's see.
About right here.
However you want to do it, bro.
I say yeah.
It's up to you, dog.
Oh, my boy's doing it big. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Just like that. SYN.
Just like that?
Just SYN right there. Sin right there.
All right, for sure. It's down. I like that. It's like it's just like
straight sin right there.
All right. I like how like right here too kind of gives like a T, because you have like that like.
Oh, just like dash right there. Just sin. Ah.
Damn, dude. There you go.
I don't know. I see. There you go. That's a synthetic autograph right there. Like,
hey, the first
one.
Autograph of the Lucid Temple, the Spotlight series right here.
Hey,
man.
It's an honor though. Thank you guys for having me.
Once again, thanks for coming through. If you guys want to follow Synthetic, you can follow him on synthetic.dubstep on social media.
Husky Bass 2.
Yeah, and again,
the
man,
big man right here.
Thanks for being here on Lucid Temple for us to get to know you more as an artist, as a person.
Yeah, thank you.
And again, it was really nice to hear a lot of stuff that you had to talk about with the industry. You know, what you were telling us about, like the energy and everything. What you do as DJing, what you're gonna end up doing, and like what you plan on doing more. So again, drop a like, subscribe to our channel, follow us at Lucid Tempo.
That red button. Ring that bell, notification bell.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And once again, I'm Husky. Follow me at Husky Bass, and this is
Husky
Synthetic.
Bass, Synthetic. Hey.
Follow him at Synthetic
Yes,
Dubstep.
sir. Synthetic Dubstep.
And this was the Spotlight with Synthetic.
Hey, thank you guys
Lose
for
the
having
tempo.
me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course, man. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night, guys, or
too.
good morning, wherever. I don't know. Take care, guys.
Hey, wherever you guys are watching it from.
Wherever you guys are watching.
Yeah. Until then,
Alright.
next time.
Until next time.